Hey, can y'all hear me? I don't know. I still can't hear Monty and Michelle. I can see y'all well, but can't hear.
Okay, that
Hello,
wasn't
hello.
There you are.
okay. Did you not see me check that? I mean, look at that, and it was not showing.
It was fun.
It
We
was
got you now, though. That's what's important.
somehow the mute kicked on, but both of us sat there and looked at it. That was the first thing I checked, and it was unmuted.
Can y'all hear
Whoop.
me? I don't know. Nope. It did not slow
Yes.
Monty down eating that ice cream.
No.
Nope.
He can eat ice cream in silent.
Hey, Lynn, I did. It's been on. We've had this running, but this is probably what we get for cutting out of Dyer Family Farm 4 minutes until we go live.
Oh, well, I
Oh,
appreciate y'all hanging in there with us. We enjoy
uh,
y'all's presence.
just having too much fun. Is that Miss Dina?
Where's she at?
She is on a project
Oh,
that is earlier today at Brahms in honor of y'all's live.
oh. Okay, I got to go back here and finish. I got to finish
So
posting.
we stopped there at Brahms. Where were we? Oh, in Blanchard. And coming back from the city, I don't like the chocolate frozen yogurt near as much as I do the vanilla. So I don't get the twist. I get the vanilla, and the vanilla was down. So they bring a chocolate to the window and says, "Would you mind having a chocolate?" And I was like, "Well, I'd rather have a twist." So then they try to do. They already give Dina a twist, and hers is great. Then they say, "No, we can't do a twist either. This is all we have," and it looks kind of pitiful. But I took it, and it was really good. But it's the worst one I ever had because it wasn't vanilla.
Uh-oh.
Oh man,
I like the vanilla, and there's nothing wrong with chocolate. Chocolate's good as long as there's
I
no
hope
vanilla available.
I hope I get to eat some. I'm still trying to find my my little tag where I can go in and
It's
order.
up there. It's just not. I mean,
It's
I
not.
used it. It's just not at the top.
I don't
But
care.
well, hey, nice shirt. Nice
Nice
shirt.
shirt. Yep.
Well, I do care. It turns out.
Oh man. Okay.
If
I
you're
wonder if I
watching,
can just
Greg,
post that again so I can find
I
it.
don't see it now in the chat. I
I
mean, we clicked it. Paul's in here, and I'm in here.
I had to scroll up to it.
it wasn't posted. It wasn't at the top, was it?
Nope. But I
Mm.
had to shut my computer off and turn it back on to get your sound to work.
Uh,
It
well,
wasn't you.
It was Paul.
My
Paul
computer,
did it all.
didn't have to know that.
my laptop computer will do that after it's been set and running so long. And I'm awful bad about leaving Charles Stanley or somebody playing. And if you hit the right one, it'll play for like 6 hours while you're gone.
Okay, I think I got it. I think I got the link. There
Yeah, I
we
see
go.
it there.
So Keith is with Farm to Table Show. Hello, hello.
Is it
Uh,
Keith?
well,
It
it
says
Is it?
so.
says,
Oh, I didn't see
okay, I
it.
think I'm good here.
I'm still scrolling looking for the link.
I just reposted. I pinned it at the top.
Well, when we're in the, that's right. When
Thank
we're
you,
at the
Beth.
time to see it.
Yep. Over on it'll be at the top on the other one.
I can't
Thanks,
even chat
Tom.
in the chat while I'm
I
on
gotta
here without using my phone.
I gotta change my lights. I hate this.
Oh, there we go.
Paul, what color is that shirt? Your lights are all messed up.
Click.
Oh, he's in the dark now.
Oh,
There it is.
It's blue.
Now I can tell it's a blue one.
it's blue.
There's Robbie.
There's Robbie.
Hi, Robbie. Glad you made it back.
When I got this shirt, I told Johnny just pick me a color, and he said this was his favorite color.
Well, they just they kind of told me, "Oh, we're sending you some stuff." That was all I got from them, and I'm like, "Okay, whatever," you know.
Well, that was the way this one came too.
Yeah.
They said,
I
"What
got
color?"
my ice cream.
I said, "Just pick me one. Let Johnny pick the color." Did you see my ice cream, Robbie?
No,
Paul, do you have ice cream?
Paul
Do
just
you have
Yes.
has,
pickles?
he's just got
Pickles?
Wickles.
Well, I
Oh,
do
yeah.
pickles, but I was eating at the Big A tonight.
There you go.
Mm. Oh my.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is this is what this is. It's actually
It's all
called
written back.
Yasso. Yeah, I know. It's called Yasso. It's actually frozen yogurt.
That's what I had. We
It
like
is.
Brahms frozen yogurts.
These things right here are really good.
Is that chocolate?
Yes,
Oh,
it's chocolate. It's
great.
fudge brownie.
Did they not make a vanilla?
They have a chocolate chip cookie dough.
I'm just messing with you. I'd rather have the
I'm a
vanilla.
chocolate guy.
I'm a
I'm
vanilla
a
guy.
chocolate guy.
I got the chocolate tonight. Hello, Janae. Okay, I'm gonna have to go up and see
Okay,
everybody.
my chat ain't scrolling now. Oh, it's because I'd scrolled up. Joel,
Yep.
Joey,
So
fix it.
Joe, Rebecca. Yep, Bodie. Hello,
There's
hello.
Bodie.
Oh, Bodie follows over?
Bodie followed us over.
Bodie's been
you.
on 3 lives in a row now. That's a good deal.
Yes.
Uh,
Bodie with Liberty
Oh,
Layers.
nice.
I'll check him out.
trying to
Nice,
encourage him to
Tracy.
start going live.
Out in space.
Hmm.
Hello, Narrowway Farm. Hello, hello.
There's Andrew.
Rebecca. Okay. And Tracy. Okay, now I'm into all of the interviews. And Treasure Hunter Neil. Hello.
That's because I got it backwards. That's why I couldn't see it coming in the chat. Welcome in, Bodie. What is he eating? Out in space. That's Andrew.
Ice cream.
He's eating ice cream in front of
It's
us
ice
all.
cream time.
I haven't been putting ice cream on our thumbnails or anything, but
Mountain
probably
Dew.
ought to because we're all bringing in the ice cream now.
Are you too good to drink it out of the jug?
Baja Blast.
Putting it on ice.
I
Got
don't
a Mountain Dew?
drink ice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You
my.
don't drink ice? I don't either. I drink water.
Hey Keith.
I don't use ice in any of my drinks, Mr. Paul.
Hey, I was talking yesterday with a preacher that was really bald named Wayne,
He's a good looking dude, wasn't he?
and we were eating tacos with some other guys, and the one Mexican guy says, "What, you don't like cilantro? It's good for your hair." Wayne ain't got none. He said, "Obviously not. I haven't eaten enough of it to have any hair."
I can't moderate from this side of the chat.
Me neither. That one needs to go though.
Yeah.
It did.
Thank you, because I'm not even down there. I was still back up here saying hi to Chris and Dodge and Joy Bartlett.
There's
But I
another one needs to go.
Okay. I appreciate you guys catching those.
Now, one thing whenever one of these gets removed, you don't see it in Restream. It doesn't show that it went away.
Okay.
Right. It's the one on here with us. I think everybody else may just see the blank where it was or said it was removed.
Yep.
And I don't actually in Restream, I can't even see my moderators. It's not highlighted.
Nope, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't show them.
That's not good.
No, I have to go to my cell phone to look it over.
Still
Okay.
shows them on YouTube though.
Okay. I'm going to kind of.
Hey, back to good. How are y'all? I got to get a sticker board, y'all. I've got so many good stickers at 10 Killer, and we talked about them last week. Johnny was shouting stickers out on his live. I don't know if y'all seen it Thursday, but he held up Red Dirt Rooster Road and ours, and Paul Case's ink pen, and all kinds of good stuff.
I got to get caught up.
I gotta run and get my Paul Case mug, because that way whenever he leaves us, he's still not gone. I still have
He
him.
wouldn't be gone.
He's not gone.
Well, he tells a story and then he leaves us. So
Thanks for not saying I can still smell him after he's gone.
Right.
Oh man, I have so many. I
We-
have
we
so
had a-
much to
we
get
had-
caught up on.
Yeah, we had a ball last week.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yep, it was.
Oh,
That
Yep.
Steve Bano wants you to drink water, y'all. He said the same thing in Robbie's live.
Mm-hmm.
Rat Racer.
What's really crazy is when I look over and I see a comment over here in Restream, but I don't see it on on YouTube.
So, are you broadcasting to just YouTube?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Because I've learned that I've been broadcasting to 2 different Facebooks and YouTube, and if you click that, what is that overlay, comment
Mhm.
overlay,
Yeah.
then people can read the Facebook comments too.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't do that on this setup
Mm-mm.
because it would cover Robbie and Paul, I believe.
Oh yeah, it runs the comments in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys might as well know I'm already covered. Jesus died, and I'm covered by the blood of.
We are covered in the blood.
There you go.
So getting
Absolutely.
covered up in live like this won't bury me alive.
This is true. I don't understand the folks that was in Robbie's live. They just no sense in dwelling on it, but there's some misguided folks.
We had some of those in
Yep.
my live today. I did my Bible time live instead of recording it and putting it up. And we had one that was first thing he asked is, "Why do you Christians not like the juice?" And I'm like, I didn't even answer him. We just went on. But another one come in there, and they kind of left a comment that was a little bit derogatory. But when I addressed their comment, they told me that they were of a different, I wouldn't call it even a faith. They claimed to be a Jew and had never read the New Testament and all this stuff. And so I had Greg put my email up and said, if you send me your address, I'll send you the book of John. I've got a whole bunch of copies of that, and I'd be happy to send one to you. And they acted like they would, but they haven't sent me anything yet.
Well, let me just tell you, living under the Old Testament, 613 Levitical laws would be absolutely impossible.
Jack, they couldn't have been on YouTube today if they were actually following.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I know that, but I don't know if they did.
So, yeah, I don't
Only
know.
one able to follow all the laws.
No, it's impossible.
Only one.
Well, there was one
Only
guy
one did it. One
However,
guy did it, and we killed him.
those 613 were man-made off of the original 10.
That's exactly right.
So, anyway.
Well, Paul, I had a guy on there kept trying to tell me that the Earth was 4.5 billion years old. So,
Yep. Well, somebody needs to have him talk to Eric Hovind.
I chimed in on that and said that, science is not right about everything. And he said we were swimming in ignorance or something like that.
that's what he said.
Well, we're still swimming anyway.
But then somebody else commented that the Bible had been gone into so hard and proven so true.
Science has proven it true. Somebody said,
Mhm.
people get smarter and smarter. Civilization has gotten smarter and smarter through the years, and yet still nobody's proven the Bible not to be true.
Right. There's something that science came up with here a while back, and it's probably been about 7, 8 years ago. They had figured out, they said the atom was the smallest element, and now they have figured out, obviously, there's parts to the atom, and they broke those parts down and found out what actually made those parts up. And you know what? The only thing they could come up with to call it was sound. It was the very smallest building blocks of all of matter was sound. And I'm like, Genesis told us that. He spoke the world into existence. I didn't need them to come along and figure that out.
Right? That's
They did, you know.
that was brought up. Science has proven the Bible right over and over
and
and
over
over.
and over.
Yep.
Yep.
But you know, if everybody believed and lived that way, we would all be in heaven by now. It wouldn't be no need for us to be here.
Yeah, somebody in church this morning, had mentioned we're living in the church age, and I said, no, we're living in the patience of God.
There you
That's
go.
spot on.
Yeah, he's long suffering toward us, not willing that any would perish, but all would come to repentance.
Long suffering.
Absolutely. So, Monty
Yep.
and Michelle, what are we talking about tonight, other than what we're already taking over about?
Oh, we
I
just
was trying to catch up with the chat, but
yeah, I can't keep up with what's going on because she's scrolling back and forth. But
I can't keep it up
yeah,
on my phone.
anyway, no,
Michelle, did you see my incubators?
Well, yes, they just a short clip of them.
There's
Yep.
3 in there. Two in this first one and 1 in the next one that hatched a day early after 9 hours with no power.
Wow.
So I don't
That's
know if
pretty
them's the only
cool.
3 I'm going to get.
And so tomorrow the
Tomorrow's day 0.
okay. Oh
Hatch
my.
day.
Well, you never know what may happen there.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I was thinking I had 7 days left when I got home last Sunday, and I had 8 when I looked at the counter. I was wrong, and I set 41 more yesterday
Oh wow.
and weighed them all. But
Now they
all of these, he's gotten some pickles or something. Now look at him.
yeah.
well, there's
Wiggles.
Wickles out,
Look at what that says.
baby
Baby
Dill.
deals.
Baby Bill.
Dirty
Baby
deal.
deal.
Dirty deal,
Dirty
baby
deal.
deals.
Mm.
So
We-
my doctor told me to quit eating them.
Oh, yeah.
Quit eating acidic foods.
Hmm.
I've
Yeah.
gone to cold brew coffee. I've gone to mushroom coffee with chicory, which isn't bad. I haven't tried the dandelion yet that Sonia puts in hers. Haven't even ordered it yet, but I probably will.
Inner coffee?
She
What is
Got
that?
100 messages.
you what's the name of the company? You buy your
Oh.
mushroom?
The functional mushrooms. I mean, they're really functional mushrooms. Coffee. Is it Morning Song Orchard? Morning Song Orchard. They're at the Rendezvous. They were at Urban.
Yeah, I've got theirs too.
Mhm.
That's
I've got
Troy.
that. It's what I'm drinking now, but I've just opened my second deal of them that I got from Urban.
Yeah.
Because if y'all remember, I bought one, and then Dina won that basket that had one in it. So I got 2
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. Oh,
I
I've
opened
gone
the second
through.
one.
I've gone through quite a few. They're not putting them in the tins anymore. They're putting them in a bag.
That's
And
okay.
yeah,
That's
that
all
way
right.
he can. They said that they can just get a little bit more in there, and it's better for shipping. And so I bought up quite a few.
I bought the Rise coffee, mushroom coffee.
Oh,
Rather
yes.
expensive though.
Yep.
Now I think we've told Robbie and Sonia, but I bought Rise. I thought I found a good deal on eBay,
Oh,
and I got 2 packages that all the writing and everything on the package was wrong. It appeared to be fakes. I should have known 2 packages for half price of one was too good to be true.
I don't
yeah.
This one they call the Mycovita blend, and it's got like turmeric and ginger and.
That's exactly the one I got.
Yep.
Yeah, I got 2 packages of that.
Yes. Yep. I like it, and so I try to stock up at the expos when they come.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more. If I don't like this Rise, I think I'm probably gonna like the Rise, but the Rise actually has coffee in it, not just the mushrooms. And I have bought a 10 mushroom coffee blend off of Amazon before that's pretty good, but theirs is better because you
Yeah.
can taste that cinnamon and the turmeric
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, and they have, well, let's see. Yeah, they've got the freeze-dried coffee in there, which I was wondering why freeze-dried, whereas some of them do instant. So who knows?
But wasn't there a chocolate bar
Hey,
that
Greg
came
and
in there?
Donna. Yes, they gave a chocolate bar.
I didn't see that. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
Oh, maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
put one in here.
Greg is correct. That was a stupid question, but I just want to clarify that's not normal among this bunch. It said the guy's neighbors wash with horse urine, and I'm like, no, we don't do that.
No.
Who asked that?
I, it
Ah,
was
Love, loyalty, and success.
yeah.
my neighbors like to wash up with horse urine.
No, but I would tell you that none of us here probably could wear the stamp just normal either.
I've never even considered it.
You got to be a little not right in the head to think farming's fun. Right?
Yippee don't like the rise. I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to use all the other I had first.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Well, I got a good one for you with this very jar of baby dill pickles, and these are burn your face off hot. Today, we had lunch at my mom's, which is pretty normal for us, and Anita forgot to grab the 2 boxes of Texas toast garlic bread. They were here in the freezer, her refrigerator or something, and so she sent Dakota, my youngest son, after him, and he got in the refrigerator to get them out, and there's this jar of pickles, and so he gets him a couple of them out of there. He got back to mom's, and he said, I need water. I need water. I need water.
Hi, Kelly.
I said, them are hot. You didn't tell me them were hot. And I'm like, well, I thought the pepper on the side of the thing would give it away.
Yeah.
Our youngest son, Paul, used to walk out in the garden and grab him a bell pepper when he was about, 7 or 8. And he grabbed a hot Hungarian wax pepper one time.
Oh.
He never stole another pepper out of the garden that I'm aware of.
I kind of wondered why people aren't pulling pranks with that. The hottest chip challenge. Just take that and throw it in a bag of tortilla chips and watch your friends eat salsa, right?
So up at the Oklahoma City State Fair or the Oklahoma State Fair one year, they had this hot salsa challenge, but you had to sign a waiver.
Yeah,
I should have known.
I've seen something like that before. Oh no!
Should have known. There was a Culligan guy right just 2 booths over, and the guy next to the Culligan guy had a whole box of moon pies, and I'm telling you, I wiped out some water and some moon pies quick. It was hot.
We were out looking at I can't.
Just
She's
stuff.
Yeah, we were looking at stuff, and we were over in Purcell.
Don't give it away.
Yeah, I can't.
It's not.
But we were over in Purcell, and we stopped at Bravo's. It's a Mexican food place there in Purcell. If you ever go there, ask for the salsa that comes with the fajitas chicken.
No, I had street tacos.
Oh,
What was
yeah.
it called?
That salsa that comes with street tacos is like light on fire kind of stuff.
Well, that was
it
the
was
most flavorful stuff. Oh, my goodness.
I've never heard of Bravo's.
Yes, it's right next to Joe's Famous Pizza.
Now, I have heard of Joe's Famous Pizza, but I ate that up in Edmond.
Well, this is if
Purcell?
you're coming north on I-35, and get off there. It's before you get to Joe's. Anyway, it's a good Mexican food place, and she always has to get a box to take her street tacos home. And I asked the lady, I was like, "Can I have some of that hot sauce to go?" And she filled me up a deal of it. And this was Thursday. I finished it today. And I want to go back tomorrow and get some more.
Yeah.
is
I
good.
wish I could think of the name of that place. I can't never remember it.
It's I think it's like right across the street from Rudy's, the little motel thing, but they've got a restaurant out in front, and everybody goes to Rudy's Cafe.
Good luck, Jack 263.
Thank you very much.
I just gonna say, Andrew asked a question a while ago if any of us would like to move back to had any thoughts of moving to the big city.
Never.
No.
Nope.
No,
You couldn't
I've
pay.
lived in Little Rock, and that's as big as I want.
yeah, that's not me.
I don't want to live there
Me
again.
asking for money. That's not me asking for money, y'all. I have never needed to be bonded out. I am not going to sit here and tell you I have never not deserved to be somewhere I needed bonded out, but I have never needed bonded out.
I've been in a position even just in the last 6 months that I would give $5 for a set of jumper cables for a minute.
Yeah. Now, I have spent more nights in jail than a lot of criminals, but that's when I was a jailer.
I was like, did you have a jail ministry or a prison
Clean
ministry?
filling right there. Oh gosh.
Goodness.
I've been in a lot of prisons, but I've never been an inmate.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
One guy's question on there is, have you ever throwed a cow chip at anybody? And I think it was Neil said no, but I've cooked supper over a lot of cow chips.
Yeah, I've done that for you.
What's happened lately is fertilizer's so expensive we can't afford to let any of them cow chips go.
Can't afford to burn it.
All right.
Well,
So
got it for the bees too.
Daddy-in-law's doctor,
Burning
Dina's dad, he's bought $16,000 worth of fertilizer this year.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Lord have mercy.
I fertilized one hayfield of it was less than 30 acres and put right around 200 pounds the acre on it, $1,500. Plus I had to go get it and bring it and spread it and take the buggy back.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it at the place that's close to me, so it was 25 miles one way.
Hi, Mickey.
I like Greg's question.
Hi, Mickey.
What'd Greg say?
Well, click it,
Well, who am I gonna cover up?
Robbie.
Robbie. Sorry, Robbie. I've always thought that there is no bad questions. YouTube has proved me wrong.
Correct.
That's true.
Very too, Greg. Yeah.
So how many
Now we're not in Little Rock now.
No.
inches of rain did we get this week?
We were sitting at
Hi, Mickey.
7-something inches. Hi, Mickey. Critter Creek. We missed seeing you last weekend.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to be there.
I know.
Hi, Amelia.
Anita mailed you a package, Mickey, and it left out of here on Friday morning, but I still have the straw. She didn't get the straw in the box. You have to
Hey,
come
you
up
can
with your
tip
own
it through the
straw.
hole, Mickey.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got a straw.
Critter Creek said I did art. What's that? I did art for Joe's in Purcell back when it opened. Was that the pizza place?
Joe's
Yeah.
famous pizza. Yeah,
Pizza.
that's
Wow.
cool.
I ate there one time. And I didn't think it was all that special, but
I wasn't me and Dina met some other ministry friends of ours up in Edmond just to hang out for an evening, and they was like, "You've never eat at Joe's famous pizza?" It's like, I've never heard of it until you said it, but it was just pizza.
yeah.
Well, I guess doing artwork for Joe's Pizza might be all right, but let me tell you that Mickey did some artwork for Paul Case on Paul Case Farms, and it's the logo for my channel, and I think it's just awesome.
Mickey has done some fantastic art for Dyer Family Farm too.
And
Yes.
ours.
Yes.
And
I love ours.
Robbie, are you listening?
Well, I will admit, I've been talking to Mickey.
I didn't talk to Mickey. Mickey talked to me. He gave me all the stuff. It was like I
That's
was like,
because
"Are
did
you
you see
sure?"
what Paul used to have?
Oh, it's so
I
cute.
have talked to Mickey, so
You're gonna be impressed. Mickey is top
Oh,
notch, and I mean his fees
I,
are unbelievable.
yeah,
I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit. He's already started a little bit, and we already are loving it.
great.
You will.
We
You will
loved
love
we
it.
loved the first draft that came through, and
I've got so many, and I've liked them all.
yep.
Hmm,
And Donald Lisa
I
said,
believe it.
Yep, Money Pits is in theirs too.
uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh,
Tim Light
I'm
Star,
just slow.
place called Rogers, Arkansas. I think my
just
mom's side of the family is from up around in that area.
From
Rogers
Walmart,
is a
Arkansas.
little ways from Little Rock. It's probably what,
Yeah,
3 hours or so.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a ways.
Rogers is right up there.
Isn't that what they call Walmart, Arkansas?
No, that's been
Yeah,
Bentonville, Rogers.
Bentonville. Yeah, they are
Uh,
close.
Dina had an aunt and uncle lived in Rogers, and I think she might still have some cousins that's there.
Little Rock's right in the middle, and Rogers is about as far northwest you can go. Right up in the northwest corner.
Yeah,
hmm.
Yep.
we got friends that live up there, and they're in the real estate business, and they call it the NWA,
Yeah,
Northwest
Oh,
Arkansas.
Yep.
You had me; I had no clue what NWA was.
That's
I
that's the
know.
fast. I did. But that's the fastest growing area in this state right now.
Oh yeah, he posts lots of pictures of the houses they're selling. It's like, holy cow, that's pricey.
Hmm.
I'm
Uh,
glad I'm not buying anything right now. House
Oh,
Yeah,
market.
really.
the
done
the
with that.
housing market in Alaska is stupid expensive. What my boy's buying, and it's a nice home. Don't get me wrong, but it's smaller than this place, and it's a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's a
we
lot.
were we watched Truck House Live. If y'all ever watched them, that guy
Truck House Life, I think.
Life, Truck House Life.
Life, yeah.
Yeah, and he was up in Barrow, and he went in in a store up there,
Oh my, yeah.
and it was like a jug of Tide was like $37.
Well, I mean,
I mean, it's
It,
crazy.
there's no manufacturers up there. Everything is shipped or flown in. Everything. I mean there's a caribou sausage place, but even their ingredients has to come from somewhere.
Yeah, he stopped and filled up his truck with diesel, and I think he got like 17 gallons, and it was like $97.
But and barrel it's so far up there it's even more
Yeah,
expensive than around Anchorage where the ports and all. Everything is trucked after it hits the ports.
yeah, it was just crazy.
You know, when you give $12 for a loaf of bread, you're somewhere that's far from production.
here we go.
Yeah, for
Hopefully
sure.
that got. I'm hoping that
Hopefully
blocked him.
that got blocked.
Yeah.
yep, it did over on the other one
I
Okay,
didn't.
here.
Gee, I wish
because
it
it's still showing up here.
shows up on Restream. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find it so I could get rid of it.
It was
Yeah,
double, and I was hoping I didn't block somebody
I
else.
think we're the four that can see it. I don't think everybody else is seeing it.
No,
Yeah.
once it's taken off, you can't see it on just on regular YouTube.
Okay,
Okay.
That's terrible. I got a notice. I had a package coming from Paul. It said no straw will be included, but am excited. You got the cheap one, no straw.
I got a straw. I had to say that again.
I got a straw too.
I
I
did
don't
too.
even have a cup. This is my cup. I'd have to write Paul Case on it with an ink pen. So go ahead and make me feel bad, but
I got that one.
hey, I held the light for my dad while he was mechanicing. You can't hurt my feelings.
I've done the same thing, Paul, and I think I can relate.
Yeah, that's why I gave Paul a thumbs up. I've been there, done that.
Hold this spark plug wire and let me see if it's got fire.
I remember when I was about 6 or 7, my dad was cutting wheat for the neighbors, and the back axle on the combine folded up. Put the tail end of the combine, had the straw spreader thing all the way down on the ground. And we're out there in a wheat field that's ripe and completely dry. And him and I got the thing jacked up, and it got dark on us, and we had borrowed the neighbor's welder set up. And I, at 7 years old or 8, held the cutting torch up lit for light. And I was the fireman to put out the fire. So I had to hold the fire with this hand and hold the water with the other hand and make sure I got it right if I had to put out. Don't you tell me you think you hurt my feelings. And you know what? I was the one. The reason I was the one doing that, because I was the one there helping him. That was it.
I was afraid you was going to disappear after all of that, Paul.
No, sir. Made it through all of that.
Oh my.
Dad said the way you could tell you was really farming was if you got everything together and got to the field and cut for an hour or two and then broke down, spent the whole rest of the day broke down, and finally got it back together a little bit before the dew come on, got to cut for about 30 minutes, and then would break down again so you could work on it all night to get ready for the next day. And
And then you know you're a full-grown farmer.
this was a reoccurring
There you
thing
go.
with all farmers. That's how it works. And I don't think it's actually that way, but
I see that, Mickey. You're putting ice in yours.
yeah. Hey, that there was a joke going around about me because I had the circle with a P in it for so long, and everybody told me that they would have to look for that if I ever got a real logo. And so Mickey actually made that into my logo. The circle with the P on it is the flywheel on the tractor.
Michelle, did you see Beth was wanting your email?
Yes, and I was trying to reply to her, but my the chat was running so fast that I couldn't.
Beth said she dated Jack Daniels once.
What?
I went out with him.
Andrew, I'm gonna say this. I don't have any desire to go work at McDonald's.
Nope. I worked at McDonald's for 4 hours one time.
I heard Sonia in the
I worked
background.
at Taco Bell. Yeah, yes, Sonia was laughing at that.
I don't
worked
even
at
let McDonald's work for me very much.
I worked at Brahms and McDonald's. And
I worked at Taco Bell.
3 months at Brahms and only 4 hours at McDonald's.
Yeah, Sonia worked at McDonald's.
I never worked at fast food. I worked at for you old guys that are around the city, Bonanza.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, Bonanza.
I worked there, and then I worked at a local barbecue place.
Well,
The kid that I went to school with that drove the coolest car worked as a busboy at Red Lobster.
man, I'd really be a big feller if I worked at Red Lobster with them rolls.
He said the busboys got to keep the tips.
Oh, I never worked anywhere where I got my lowly.
Only tip I ever got where I worked was don't eat yellow snow.
Never squat with your spurs on.
Yeah, those kind of tips.
Well, that deal at McDonald's, I spent like 2.5 hours watching what do you call that, orientation type videos, and then they put me cooking pancakes. Had this 3-legged little machine set up there. You hit a button and it drops out the exact pancake. I had the whole griddle plumb full of pancakes, and this hot-headed little gal come over. Manager started hollering, "You need to speed it up." I took my shirt off and said, "You cook them. I'm out of here."
Oh my.
That was my
Bodie said his feet fit. Bodie said his feet foul didn't come back.
They did.
Did
They
not.
did not.
Did not. It's dark too. Dadgum, Bodie. That's a big disappointment, I'm sure.
Hey, Light Star, I met him. You want to know what Sam Walton was doing when I met him? He was going into a Walmart in Baxter Springs, Kansas to buy dog food for his bird dogs. He'd went up there to southeast Kansas to go hunting. And he had to go into Walmart and buy him a bag of dog food for his dogs.
Well,
Yeah, he
Old
was
Roy.
he was driving a
So
20-year-old.
was it old Roy?
I don't remember what he got. Driving a 20-year-old pickup.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dina worked for McDonald's when we got married, and Sam Walton used to fly in here to Duncan area, and he'd come visit the Walmart, but he'd fly in here to go hunting with our boss now. Our boss's dad back then, which was a major gun dealer in this area. Pretty cool. So Dina got to meet him. I never did meet him.
Yeah, he's
Michelle, I went and looked, and your email address is on the description for the channel.
It is? Okay.
Yeah,
Did you hear that, Beth?
you just have to check the thing to prove you're not a robot.
Yeah. Oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah. Her incorrect typing. Hopefully the shoes
She's-
Shoes up.
shoes up in the morning.
It's kind of plaguing everybody this evening. I seen somebody write a word 3 times before they got it right.
Oh, well, shoes up in the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope my shoes are down in the morning because if they're up, I have fallen.
A friend of ours, he went somewhere.
Michelle's making her own slang.
He bought, I think it was 17 or 19 guineas from somebody, and he had them in like a little cage in the back of his truck. And when he got home, he only had he had one less than what he had bought. So one of them got out on the way home, and he put them out. And he just let them free range right off the bat. And every night, one left was there
Oh no.
until the end of the 17 days. They were all gone. One every night. Crazy.
I bought
I'm surprised.
22 guinea keats at a auction, and I kept them in a cage up there. I had 500 chickens at the time, so I kept them up there in the cage in my big barn, and Dina decided it was time to turn them loose. The next day, I was 15 guineas lighter, and she's like, something must have got them. I was like, no, we'd see a mess of feathers if something got that many guineas. They just left.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second day after they were loose, those last 7 were gone. And I have
Oh.
never seen a guinea since.
You didn't have enough ticks to keep them busy.
No, I guess
Yeah.
not.
Yes, I did meet Sam Walton, but it was just kind of like saying hi to him when he's going out of Walmart or in. I don't remember, but I wouldn't have recognized Sam Walton if it hadn't been for my junior high principal in Oklahoma history showing us a picture of him. He told us a story about how Sam Walton started these retail stores, and everybody's all into his story. And then he said, and now you would know these retail stores as Walmart. And then everybody's like, oh. And they just
What kind of hunting?
He was bird hunting of some kind.
That's what he was doing down here. He come quail hunting, which our quail populations are terrible now.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, everybody quail hunted, and I don't know anybody now that quail hunts.
I don't think there's enough birds. If you got birds, everybody's going to know where they're at because they ain't many.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time at my parents'. They have a couple of bird feeders, and there's a few that spend some time there.
I can't tell you the last time I seen wild quail.
Yeah.
I see them on the deer stand sometimes.
We never do. Too many predators.
Yeah, we used to,
Yeah.
working out in the fields, running down dirt roads and stuff. You see them on the fences and run across the road, and
Yeah.
now you don't ever see them.
We definitely don't.
No.
I mean, I see plenty of deer and turkey, but the quail have just disappeared.
Every now and then I'll be sitting on the stand and I'll hear something. I'm like, is that a deer coming or something? And it'll be a whole covey of quail come walking out of the woods.
Wow.
You ever see Sasquatch?
That I have not seen. Although I thought I was hearing Sasquatch one time and it turned out to be a fox.
I've been the spook light though. People used to sit up there on the dirt road where I lived at thinking it was a spook light road, and they is just idiots about it. I mean, they could have done it and not caused any problems with what they'd pull in my driveway, want to plug my driveway up. And I remember one time it was a little after Christmas. We came in from getting groceries, and I had to wait on them to move their cars out of my driveway. So I get in my driveway, and they pulled back in and parked over the end of my driveway when I got in. And my father-in-law had given me $1.5 million candle power spotlight.
Woo-hoo.
And
Wow.
I told Nita, I grabbed that and went back outside when we got all the groceries hauled in. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "They come to see the light. I'm gonna give them a little of it." I didn't see like the paint bubbling up on their car or nothing, but it didn't take them long to get the idea.
Greg says the fire ants killed off the quail.
Yeah, the fire ants has done a number around here on them for
I
sure.
think what's done it in my area is the habitat is not conducive to it. Quail don't like fescue grass; they like native stuff. And a lot of people are even having to spray their native hay fields to keep that musk and Canadian thistle from growing up in them and taking over. And that does away with their habitat around us here. Yeah, we used to have a lot of really good quail. And
years ago, Paul, you talking about a spook light. Years ago, I was sitting in an area called the Quacking Bush, which is just a bunch of thick, real, like 8 miles to the nearest road, oil field area, loading a load of oil about 2 a.m. in the morning. And my brother-in-law is working for the same company. We was working for Sunoco back then. And I tell him, I said, "Hey, dude, there are 2 lights coming up out of the woods on this coming to this location where I'm at. And if you don't hear from me in a couple of hours, come find me." And I told him what lease I was on. It was coon hunters, man. But I was so uptight. Them guys walked up there, and I was already out of my truck. I wasn't going to let them surprise me. They walked up, and one of them spit some tobacco, and I was out, and I dipped back in, and I said, "What kind of snuff you got? You guys got me on edge." And I bummed a dip off the dude. And y'all got me worked up.
Our spook light has apparently been seen here forever. I don't know how long. But my grandparents homesteaded the place that I live on now, but they had built them a house that driveway came in off the dirt road. That's where Anita and I lived first 15 years we was married. And my granddad's brother one time lived down the road to the next corner and then north quarter mile or something like that. They like to play cards. And so Tommy, my dad's uncle, would come down to my grandparents' place and play cards. And there was big trees all along the road. And so what he'd do is he carried a lantern with him, and he'd just get off in them trees off the road a ways and walk toward home, and he'd end up home a little closer. Well, one night the wind kept almost blowing his lantern out, and he carried his lantern underneath of his coat, which gave off a blue light. One car went by. And then the next night, there was a dozen cars out there looking for the spook light. That's just what I heard.
And
I don't
that
know,
started it.
right or wrong. It could be a case problem.
That's funny.
He
And
gone.
He's gone.
but he's still
Oh,
here.
But he's
My
still
dad-
here. That's right.
He's still here.
My dad has told the story that he and my mom went to the spook light here, close to here, whenever they were dating, and they were walking on this road, and it was ahead of them, and then it blinked out, and all of a sudden they turned around and it was behind them, but they never could explain that one.
Hmm.
I don't think I could either. Here's one of the stickers that a lot of people don't have. Rambling with the Brums.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got that when I got maple syrup from him. I won maple syrup at 10 Killer last year from
Oh,
him.
yeah. Oh goodness. Oh,
Wow,
where-
I can't believe it's already.
I know. I
Almost
sat here
9
thinking,
o'clock.
Yeah, so getting close.
Donald said he was 8 months pregnant. What?
I have a feeling that was Lisa.
That's what we were thinking. Did you read that? 8
I
months
bet.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Walk
Pretty
across
funny.
the
Yeah.
field. Yeah.
I'm hoping that was Lisa. If you ain't never been on top of a covey of quail when they take the flight, it can be rather startling if you wasn't ready for
They
it.
make some noise for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Pheasant do too.
Mm.
Not as
Yeah.
much as turkeys, but
I've only been pheasant hunting one time, and I only shot one shell that day, and it was not a connecting shot.
There was a company that we used to work with, and the guy took me hunting
Yeah.
3 years in a row up to Sublette, Kansas. And that's the most fun I've ever had shooting birds.
Well,
It-
I'm hoping to go to South Dakota this year, if at all possible.
but they were on, I don't know how many acres he had leased or whatever, but I heard later that if, we went into a field and we shot 10 pheasant or whatever, later that day, they would come back in and release 10 pheasant into that field.
Wow.
Huh.
Huh.
We have a pheasant hunting place, a European pheasant hunting place, just down here in Duncan.
Yeah.
But we see the birds every now and then because it's in our county district. Or right, it's actually a mile outside of our district. But the birds that don't they don't go release them ahead of time. They release them and let you shoot them as they fly off.
Yeah. I got a
Aw.
friend that used to go to a lot of those European ones where they have the little tower set up in the center and
Yeah.
release the birds out, and then everybody set up in a big ring. But now we actually walked the fields, and the first time I went, I think the first morning we went out, it was either 2 degrees or -2 degrees that day when we started walking, and I was like, holy, this can't be fun. And by the time
Nope.
we got to the end of the field, it's like, this is a blast.
I would have loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
So you
We
need
had like 150 guys hunting that day. So
Wow.
it was a church fundraiser, $25 a gun with a guide, and that guide was taking us and lining us out across the field. He had us busted up in 2 or 3 groups, but anyway, one would line up across the field, and they'd take others around the section line and put them on the other side, and they'd walk toward each other,
Yeah,
pushing them birds. And there was 3 birds killed all day.
really.
Wow.
And one of them is hanging on the wall above my desk right now. But It was not me that shot it. It was my son. I don't know if y'all can see it with the light.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
light's pretty bright.
Yeah,
Is
Yeah,
that a pheasant?
sorry about.
yeah, I can see it.
There you go. Maybe deer
Yep.
horn hanging in there.
Yep.
Anyway, that was my only pheasant hunting trip.
If you ever get a chance to go up there to Sublette, Kansas, I think it's Lazy
Oh, yeah.
J hunting. I think it's like
That sounds about right.
$100 something a gun per day. But
That is not bad. That's probably changed now.
Might have changed.
But it's I guess the limits are like subjective
Hmm.
because we always came back with a truckload of pheasant. And they took them to some place in town, and for $3 they clean the pheasant and package them, wrap them, and freeze them. So that's what the company I was hunting with, they always did that. So I always
That's pretty
come home with
cool.
an ice chest full of pheasant breasts.
Good night, Mickey.
Nice.
Night, Mickey. I was going
Yeah,
to
good
ask
night, Mickey.
you, Twisted
Robbie, you got
Shorts,
art on the way, Ted, or soon. Twisted.
Sounds good to me.
Twisted Shorts. Hey, Jack, I was going to ask you, do you still have your bees, or have you checked on them?
I have not checked on them. The days it's been pretty, I've been hooked up, and I just hadn't done it.
I know.
I've got bees in the area, so I'm pretty sure I still have bees down there.
Yeah.
But I can probably get my binoculars and check them, but I need to go do a hive inspection, a couple of them.
We finally got to ours.
We lost 2 hives here.
2 small ones.
On our place, but our 2 horizontal hives, they're putting up honey like crazy, and more than likely both of those hives have already.
I don't know if the other one had, but yeah, one had split.
Yeah, I think they both have.
I'm hoping we can split the royals. Yeah, they're so full.
Because we found a virgin, well, what she said was a virgin queen.
And that was in the first hive.
My honeybee guy, the one that we've got ours from, is not very far from y'all over in Norman. His name is Brian Royal.
Oh, Brian Royal.
Royal.
That's our white hive. That's
the Royals. That's why their name is Royal.
Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe that was the case. I've got Brian's number and talk to him all the time.
Yeah. So they're still doing good.
He's a good guy. That's where ours came from originally.
Yep. Yeah. We bought, I think, between me and her dad, I think we bought 4 or 5 hives from him. But this one we've got
years ago,
Yeah, this one we've got in the horizontal hive. Those crazy things, they've just produced every year. And
we gotta make more. We gotta build more horizontals because
your horizontal. Did you build it, or was it a kit? Or I've only built one, and it didn't work out good for me. But it was a beehive I pulled out of somebody's house, and a lot of times those don't stay.
Yeah. I built 2 horizontal hives. I kind of did a combination of what's the guy? It's on YouTube every Friday night.
Oh.
Good night, Donald and Lisa.
Good night.
Go ahead. I don't remember.
The guy, he's on there every Friday night. I forget what his name is.
It'll come to us in a second.
Yeah, I used his plans, and then I used the plans for horizontalhives.com.
Is that Leo?
Leo.
Yeah.
Leo.
Dr. Leo.
Yeah, Dr. Leo. I kind of combined the two because
Good night,
Leo,
Donald and Lisa.
it's the lay-ins, the big frames, and I didn't want to do those. I just wanted to use regular Langstroth hives or
Twisted Torch. Yes, those are baby chicks. They're behind Jack.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
They're right here and right here.
Yeah.
You can see them.
Yeah.
But I wanted to.
Glass.
I just wanted to go with the Langstra frames, so we kind of combined the two, and I built two of them, and so far every
worked
winter
perfect.
they've overwintered perfectly.
Mhm.
A lot of
They're-
people a lot of people say that you don't get as much honey out of the horizontal hives, but I
Well, we've never made production
yeah,
for
well
high
we
honey.
we kind of have, but in the past, but whenever the older you get, having to lift those hive bodies off, like
Mm.
Yeah, you still got the plans?
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, we can make a copy for you.
I may won't get a copy of that.
yeah, 2x12s,
All right,
a lot of router work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get out of here, guys. I got editing I got to do.
I'm gonna have to
I
go
know.
too.
See you, Robbie.
I know. Thanks,
Keep
All
Robbie.
right,
catching.
enjoyed it.
See
Had
ya.
another great Sunday. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye. Yeah.
I think maybe we need to catch up and go to Brazos, and I
Yeah.
think get back in the picture now that Robbie's gone.
Yep,
Yeah.
got to scoot over.
It gets narrower
yeah.
and narrower.
Like I told him earlier, somebody left my live Bodie, and it put me out of the screen. I said I was actually sitting back and watching my chicks in the camera.
But yeah, there's a lot of router work involved in it, but they've
Oh,
they've
they're
overwintered perfectly every winter. And then the one hive we've got, they are weavers
Mhm.
from
South Texas.
yeah,
College Station. What's south of College Station?
yeah, it's a little town. I can't remember what the
I
name
know
of it.
what College Station is, but I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not
they're
familiar with Weavers.
they're in a little they're in a it's a little town
Uh-huh.
kind of
Is it not
south.
Yeah. Anyway.
South to College
Yeah.
Station.
Good night, y'all.
Night,
I
Duncan.
know
Greg.
College Station. Yeah, good night, Hippie Cow, yay, Chris and Dodge.
But
Oh, hello, Ed.
those are
Hey,
Look at you
Ed.
while I
weaver
shave.
those are weaver bees, and when we got those home, it was like, whoo, these babies are hot. I mean,
Yeah.
you go down there and they were pretty mean.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of the guys at the bee club that I'm in a part of, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like those weavers. He said those queens are reared down in the Rio Grande area. He said, so they crossed
They
with
could have
yeah they could have would have
crossed.
crossed with the
Africanized.
the Africanized bees, and he said they will be hot. He said, but they will produce like nobody's business.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know how Dr. Leo does it without a suit.
we watched all these guys, and they go out there with no gloves, and some
I
of them
have.
don't even have stuff on, and it's like, nope, I don't like getting stung.
I
No.
don't either. I've done it. I've done a swarm recovery once, and like the last bee that came off of that underneath of that RV hit me in the wrist, and it was
Yes.
terrible.
I was gonna say, yeah, the wrist is horrible.
The very first time I went after a swarm, I called my buddy. It's drizzling rain. He's helping me learn. This is years ago, and he's on my 10-foot ladder in the middle of a county road, drizzling rain, with a box, and he shakes the not a honey box, not a beehive box, but a cardboard box. So he shakes these bees out in this cardboard box and then hands it to me. And as soon as I touch the box, pow, right between the eyeballs. And then we put them, because it's raining, in the cardboard box. We put them in the back seat of my crew cab.
Oh no.
I did not get stung again, but I mean to tell you, my 5 head looked like a 12 head. It was It was
Yeah.
an experience, and I decided then I wasn't going to do, and I just got stupid. It's the only 2 times I've ever done it without a suit, and probably never going to do it again.
Mm-mm.
The first time I ever worked,
Where's your town, Brenham? Is that it?
Brenham?
No.
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 I have to
Let me
think
just
about
look.
it. But anyway, the first time I ever worked bees, I was over at her mom and dad's house, and they had a couple of hives that her grandpa put over there. And I stopped by there for something, and I was there in, gym shorts, t-shirt, flip flops, and her dad's down there, and he don't have a suit on, and he's like, he was running the smoker for her grandpa, and her grandpa just had like a veil on, and he was in there working them bees, and they got done with that one, and he turned around and stuck that smoker in my hand, and he said, "Your turn for the next hive." I'm like, "What?" So I stood stock still, and whenever he'd say puff, I'd puff. I didn't move a muscle. Bees flying all around me. I never got stung, but that was the most terrifying 10 minutes of my life.
Hmm.
I would, yeah. I just don't enjoy it. I think they're fascinating. I love to be around and work with bees, but I don't enjoy it when I get stung.
Yeah,
Oh man.
because
No.
what was it? Last year you got stung twice on the face or 3 times?
Yeah, just back to back. I got stung here and where did I get stung? Under my chin or something? I don't know. Navasota, Texas.
Navasota. That's
Yep.
where they are.
Stacy, Smiley Matthews, she got stung in the lip
Oh gosh.
through her veil,
Mm.
and two hours later, we were looking, and she still had the stinger in her lip.
Ooh.
No.
Oh yeah,
But
it was
she got
not good.
she
It
got
was
the
better
full
than
load.
Botox.
Oh.
Yeah, she got the full load if it
Yep.
was in there that
Yes,
long.
she did. She
Yep.
did for sure.
I got one.
Well, I
Right.
guess I better go kick out of here. So,
Yeah,
I know.
appreciate it.
It's
Y'all,
Monday tomorrow.
yeah,
we need to get together
we're up
sometime.
to eight.
Brazos.
We're up to 818.
No,
8:18.
I think we're over 8:28.
820. Oh, we picked up
8:28.
10.
Woo! We've picked up 14 today. I think
Wow.
14.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think I'm going to go put a live camera on these chicks in the morning and call it Pip Zip Chick.
Pipsig.
Yep.
Maybe. If I get up in time.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we've been doing lots of been trying to do lives and doing the horizontal and stuff like that, trying to get up over 1,000 because we've got our watch hours now. We just need the
Yeah.
subscribers.
Yeah.
Cool. I got my subscribers a long time before I got my watch hours.
Well,
And
we've
we're
got about
opposite.
2 weeks, well, 2.5 weeks. We've got less than 2 weeks. And we have a big video dropping off, like hundreds of watch hours. So
Well, I'm carrying the watch hours, no problem.
yeah.
But it could die any day, I guess. But I don't think so. I got a couple new subscribers today too. I just looked.
Yeah. Well, I
Not 15.
anything over a year. So it was like May 14th is is a deadline for a big video that will be over a year old. So I don't know if they go through the end of the month or if it's day to day or what.
Well, it'll go by the day they watched it. So if May the 14th, everybody watched it, then it'll drop at once. If not, it'll taper off as they watch it.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. But I was thinking when the video turned
A year old.
a year old, that would drop off. But what you're saying makes sense.
No, it's actually
too,
the time when they watched it.
when they watched it.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
So we might not be too bad.
Well, we
So
might need a little more time.
it'll taper off. It won't all fall off at once.
Okay. That's why you don't see the big drops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking in terms of the video itself. once that video. But that makes more sense what you're saying.
Yeah, they actually monitor every watch hour as it's being watched.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful.
Well, y'all have a good night.
Y'all too.
right.
And tell Miss Dina hello.
I sure will. Talk
Okay.
to y'all later.
Have a great week.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see you.
Bye, everybody in chat. We are hopping off of here. Whoop, we are out of the picture now.
Yep.
We are hopping off. Thank you so much for joining in and sticking with us. And I was horrible with keeping up with the chat, but my phone is trying to keep up with it on my phone so I can reply. The chat is jumping and like looping. So I don't know what the deal is, but we appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with us.
Yep. We'll see y'all next
I
week.
know.
Do these have the notification deal so you'll know when we go live? Because we'll probably do another live or two through the week.
Yep. Now they just need to subscribe and hit the bell and like. I hope everybody hit a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. But yeah, we may be back a time or two this week, but definitely next Sunday night we will be back with you. So
All right.
bye guys. Take
See you
care and be
guys.
blessed. Bye.
Thanks for joining.